Hey guys, it's Cece, and today I'm going to be doing an updated tour of my bullet journal. It has been a few months since I have gone through this, and I wanted to update you on all of the stuff that's been added since I think around April is when I did my last one. If you want to see how it was all originally set up and a closer look at some of the original weekly and monthly pages that I did, you can go ahead and go and watch that video. I'm going to be going through some of the stuff that has changed or been updated, and then I'm going to be going through everything that has been added since that last video, so let's just jump in and get started. So for the most part, everything has remained pretty similar up here, but I have updated my 2017 in pixels, and I just wanted to show you how that is coming along. Lots more boxes have been filled in since I originally did my tour, so this is how my year is going. Beyond that, we have my series pages and my TBR pages. These have each been semi-updated. I have decided not to read a couple of series. I've finished a couple of series. I've checked off some books on my TBR, so that's how these pages are looking. Just some boxes filled in. That's pretty much all that's changed. This page has also gotten longer. There have been a bunch more duologies added to it, so this is a little bit longer than it once was, and I filled in a few additional boxes on my TV show tracker. Still have not extended my TV show tracker to an additional page, but it's available for when I need it. I have continued to add to my Happy Thoughts page, so my Think of a Wonderful Thought page 1, that has been completely filled in with happy things and has extended just one onto the next page. Lipstick log hasn't changed at all. Who knows if it will, actually. I liked the idea of this page, but I've kind of fallen off in actually filling it in. Oops. My books read in 2017 page has come along pretty nicely. I've added a bunch more doodles because I've decided I'm never actually going to fill up both of these shelves, so I have added a lot more things like more plants or jars. My personal favorite is my Sailor Wand moonstick that I've added just to fill in some additional space so that it doesn't get to the end of the year and I haven't filled in this entire bottom shelf. That still might happen, no promises. These pages are all pretty much the same, and you have already seen all of my monthly and weekly things, as well as going through my entire spring break, so I'm gonna skip past all of this stuff until we get to the stuff that you haven't actually seen yet. So you may have already seen this page, but I wanted to let you know what it looks like now as I've been updating it. My Goodreads goal page is really coming along. I have finished tons of books so far this year, and I'm definitely thinking I'm going to hit my 100 book goal. As far as this reading goals page, a lot of these things can't be checked off until the very end. Like, read at least one 2017 release book each month. I can't check that off until I read one in December, so this is looking kind of sparse, but I did do a reading goals video to let you know how I'm doing on all of these goals, which I will link on the screen if you want a better update than just, I've read one Agatha Christie book. These two pages have also gotten a fair amount of updating. My social media page has been updated every single month. I got a little bit behind on May. It was the 25th instead of the 19th, but I've just been updating my follower count, and I'm pretty pleased with how this page is still looking. I'm also pretty pleased with how my anticipated page is looking. Whether that's books or movies, I'm pretty pleased with how much I have read or watched so far this year, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to accomplish almost all of these as far as reading them and watching them, so I'm really happy with how this page is turning out so far. I'm pretty sure this weekly spread is actually where we left off last time, so this is where we will start and look in at every single thing that I've added. So back here, this was back in April, so I was still in school and still doing weekly spreads. That is what these next few pages are going to be. This was a weekly spread that I did for April. I was experimenting with doing a sleep tracker. That didn't actually stick around for too long, but there you have it. Hey, look! Here we go. That is when I originally posted my bullet journal video, was this week. I still really liked this setup and continued to use it for the rest of the time I was in school. As you can see, this didn't change too much, just a color scheme. I still had my sleep tracker on here, and I still had my videos that I needed to do and my notes, but overall, pretty similar to how it's been. Same with this. This actually became a favorite theme of mine because it was so easy to put together. I just needed to do this long highlight and put the date in there. It was easily my favorite weekly that I put together. This is when I gave up on the sleep tracker thing. I have a sleep tracker app, but it just became not worth it, and I was way too busy to keep dealing with extra stuff in my weekly, and so it just kind of fell off the map. Now, when we turn the page, we get into the May monthly page. So I was really pleased with this one. I moved some stuff around, I came up with some new titling ideas, and sadly, one of my markers began to leak. pretty badly. You're gonna see that on a few other pages. I was really frustrated by that. But I was really pleased with how this quote for this month came out. The "I am in charge of how I feel and today I'm choosing happiness." I was really happy with how this came out. I also really like my video section, which finally has enough space for everything. Overall, this may be my favorite monthly page that I've ever done. I just love all of the individual pieces of it so much. And here's where I confess in my thought a day that in June and the end of May, my bullet journaling completely fell off the map. It just didn't happen. I wasn't feeling motivated. I couldn't handle it. And so around the end of May, my thought a day stuff completely stopped happening, as did everything else involving my bullet journal, which is sad because I was actually really pleased with how this thought a day page turned out. But that's just how it happens, and I'm not going to be upset about it. I have one last weekly in here. This was for the first week of May when I was wrapping up everything that I needed to do for my entire school career. It was right before I graduated, the week before I graduated actually, so it is full of so much stuff that I had to get done, but all stuff that I managed, so pat on the back to past Cece there. And after this, we get into a couple of more journal-based pages. Whenever I go on vacation, this bullet journal becomes less a planner and more a journal, so I really wanted to do a couple of exciting pages for my trip to Walt Disney World and Universal Studios. So these were my two intro pages, just Disney World as well as a bunch of the rides in Universal with some Harry Potter glasses and his scar. I was working on these while I was in Florida, and it just gave me a really fun thing to work on while we were in our hotel room and not in the parks. And then a little while after that, I finally completed this journal page. These are all my thoughts for the entire week that I was in Florida. So we have lots of little things asides, like I finally saw Diagon Alley, or the fact that Epcot was really amazing during the Flower and Garden Festival. And then everything in the middle is just a general bullet entry with maps and tickets. I was really, really pleased with this page. This is the kind of journal page I have really wanted to do, and I'm so happy with how it came out. And I think it'll be a great way to remember that graduation trip to Florida. And then we move on to July. Like I said, June didn't happen. I basically didn't touch this bullet journal except to fill in my mood stuff. So there's absolutely no June information, but here is July, which I was pretty pleased with. I thought it was colorful and fun. My videos box is still one of my favorite things about this monthly. I also really like my faves box. I think that it's fun, and it's really easy at the end of the month to put together my favorites videos because everything's already here. It's so easy to pull it together. I added on my Pinterest page a board for just like happy thoughts and quotes that I want to be able to put in my journal, so that's where this came from. Yeah, overall here is my July monthly page, which continues onto my July thought a day. Pretty basic, pretty much like all of my other thought a day pages, but still one of my favorite pages that I put in here, so yeah. I also did 2 weekly pages, which I quickly decided weren't really worth it, and then I didn't upkeep very well. It's gotten a lot harder to do weekly pages. I feel like I'm either doing too much or not enough, and I just end up getting frustrated, so I've kind of decided for now to stop doing weeklies, but these were the 2 that I did for July. On this side, I really wanted to put together a weekly that I'd seen on Pinterest, and I thought it was really nice. I also kind of felt like I had enough that I had to get done that week that I wanted to put one of these together. This was the week of Booktubeathon. I really wanted to get back into journaling, and it wasn't happening on a weekly basis, so I made this and then didn't upkeep it very well, but it's pretty, so at least I have that to comfort me. And then we get into my Booktubeathon page. So this is the Booktubeathon Tracker that I did for the readathon at the end of July. It went from July 24th to July 30th, as you can see. I have my challenges down here, and then as the week went on, I would fill in these boxes to let me know how much of each of the books that I had read. I did wind up completing all 7 challenges for that week and all 7 books. Next to it, this is a very rare page where I just wanted to put a quote on here because it was a blank page and I needed 2 pages to start up my next monthly. So those who don't believe in magic will never find it. That's a Walt Disney quote. I just decided I really wanted to try to illustrate a quote that I had saved on Pinterest, and I made this, and I think that these 2 pages complement each other really nicely, so I was pretty pleased with that. With that single page filled in, we were able to move on to my August monthly page. So this is the page for the month that I am currently in. As you can see, I don't have a ton going on this month. I really like how my TBR box came out, although I don't think I'll ever accomplish all of the books that are on here. I was pleased with a couple of my little doodles on this page overall. That's pretty much the best I can say about it. This one is not my favorite monthly that I've ever done. It is not as colorful as they usually are, and I think when I do my September, it's going to be a lot more colorful than this one, but I did like my Be Patient With Yourself illustration. And I know I hate this, I just think it's less fun than a lot of my other pages, which leads us into my thought a day, which is where we are now. This is coming along pretty nicely. I absolutely love the colors of this one and how I wrote out the month. I'm just really pleased with this. My sister started bullet journaling and she got herself some really nice markers, and so I've been stealing those when I make pages like this. I love my Staedtler like fine tip markers, but I really love her bigger markers, and I think they're better for pages like this one. So I'm definitely going to steal those as I continue to go along. But that is everything. So there we go. This has been my updated bullet journal tour. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing everything that has changed, everything that's updated, and everything that has been added to my bullet journal. Like I said, if you're curious about how this all started out looking, you can go and watch my previous bullet journal tour. If you have any questions about stuff you saw that I didn't explain, please ask them in the comments below, and I would be more than happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!